All right, Shalom. First and foremost, of course, all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Yahweh, which is the Most High, and Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I just want to, I guess we could say a little video, real quick, about a few things that I perceive, that individuals out there, and let's say the emergency preparedness community, for lack of better words, they forget these things. Okay, in other words, they look over these things. Now, whether they do it on purpose or not, I don't think so. It's just, they don't think about these certain scenarios. And I'll give one just off the start. Which actually, I'll say this real quick. Today's date is, let's see, what is today's day? I believe it's the 19th of, let's see, what month are we in? March. All right, Salaki. I actually haven't looked in a few days. So, anyway, I digress. Today or yesterday, everybody received their their $1,400, stimulus payment. Okay, I know some people that still haven't got it. Right, I was fortunate enough to receive it on the day that the vast majority of people got it. Right, I was already thinking, something's gonna happen to where I'm not gonna end up getting it. Right, so out of every millions other people, of course, me will be the one who ends up not getting it, because that's just how my luck works. That's just how it is for me. But anyway, it looks like the tide tips in my favor. Inside joke. Inside joke. Should anybody knows what game that's from? Anyway, I wanted to get into it. This morning I had a conversation with another YouTuber, not on the phone, but in the comment boards. He made a video about, let's see, I believe it was about, the bartering and SHTF. It was about SHTF bartering items, which he did a very good job with the video and actually brought out, certain items and certain points that I never thought about before. Okay, so I wish I could remember his name to give him a shout out, but anyway, Slaki about that, I do not remember. But anyway, what I did was I challenged him with something, because here it is, he's sitting there talking in the video, I'll be trading all these things with all these different people, right, by homeless people, travelers that go nearby, or stuff like that. And then I got to thinking and came to the conclusion, wait a second. What is a homeless man, or a man who's down on his luck, who doesn't really have anything except the shirt on his back and the shoes on his feet, for lack of better words, and maybe, a backpack of, stuff. What is he really going to give you in exchange for your barter items? What is he going to give you? And a lot of preppers, man, they overlook that, right? They overlook that. Nobody seems to think about that. Everybody has all these things to barter and trade, but it's like, well, what are you going to ask in, exchange? Well, obviously, if it's a female, I could think of, something that, you could, may I say, exchange for, your items. But if it's a guy, what are you going to do? All right. So, but, I don't mean to think that way, but I'm, just saying, that's, for women, man, they're at an advantage, because, they can just offer themselves up, in exchange for what they want. That's just how it always has been, and it always will be that way. Okay, so they're at an advantage there when it comes to, SHTF scenario. Okay, but, a man, what are you going to exchange with a homeless man for your barter items? And you really got to think about that. Nobody out here is talking about that. Well, I do got to give credit where it is due. Somebody, I want to say maybe 4 months back or something, they did ask in the comment section, well, where are you going to go exchange your lighters at? Everybody's going to have access to lighters, which that's a very good point. Okay, and a lot of people will not have those things, but a lot of people will have those things. So, it's like, say for an example, right? I tried to barter off eggs with a farmer, right, who has his own eggs, obviously they won't have, need for, what I'm bartering off. Okay, so, it's, it's going to be very interesting to see, man, how, you know, these scenarios would work out, man. Of course, there's many scenarios where people actually will, engage in, trades, um, or maybe we say barters, right? Where you give me this, I give you that, and, go on your way. That's going to happen, of course. But I'm just saying that, nobody really thinks about, well, how, if somebody is down on their luck wants to trade with you, what are you going to ask them in return? You really got to think about that. Because nobody is really talking about that. What is he going to give you? A pair of, used socks? All right? I mean, come on. A lot of guys don't think about this thing. That's why I said, man, 99% look over this, man. And I'll tell you, man, all these guys out here that I've seen over the years that talk about, trading, barter and SHTF, which again, a lot of them have great ideas and information, of course. But a lot of them overlook this, man, because I've only seen maybe 4 people out of my, maybe say 6 years of, being a, quote unquote prepper or whatever you might want to call it. I've only seen maybe 4 people, maybe 5, who pointed this out. All right, nobody else. And I mean hundreds of people. And only maybe 5 ever pointed that out. All right. Another topic that, a lot of people overlook is the topic of, what are you going to do with, human waste during, SHTF? Okay. Oh, look, there's damn bunny outside. Anyway, just looking at that a second. That's another thing, man, because, for those out there who are religious, the Bible says you can't eat bunny, or you can't eat rabbit, according to the scriptures. Okay, that's in Leviticus, the 11th chapter. So, for a lot of these guys out here that are, religious and into, prepping, you're at disadvantages, man, because, you can't eat, certain things that go against the dietary law, okay, of the Bible. Okay, for those who believe in the Bible, like we here at ETT do. But anyway, getting back to not the dietary law. Excuse me, I meant to say getting back to the topic of discussion, which is dealing with human waste. Now, obviously, there's ways to, get around and do this correctly. You can go somewhere, far away from, your water supply, dig a hole and, do what you got to do there. But, you're going to have a lot of idiots out there, man, who what they're going to do is, they'll use the, let's say ponds, right? If you live next to one of those, right? And even if they do use a bucket or something, they'll toss that shit quite literally, no pun intended. They'll toss that into, the ponds or lakes, man. Okay, and if that's coming down the stream where you're collecting your water, you can get sick from that, man. Right now, I'll say, I live next to we'll say a river. I'm not going to say exactly, excuse me. I'm not going to say what exact one that is, of course. But, I live by a river, okay? So, I got constant water flow, so it shouldn't be necessarily a problem for me. But, I'm just saying for, people that live by, let's say, ponds, which ponds and lakes are different because a lake is a flowing body of water. A pond is basically all the water just sitting there, moving around, in the same area, all day. Okay, but when you use and drink from, streams or moving bodies of water, it's way different from how, the bacteria, would, what's the word I'm looking for, would build up and just water just sitting there. Like, say, for an example, a puddle, right? A puddle, which is, what is a puddle? A puddle is basically just a small lake, is what it is. Well, not to us humans, but, to the animals, just a small little lake. Okay, that's all a puddle is. And I mean, damn, man, there's, some big ass puddles out there, man. I'll tell you, man. Damn, I saw one puddle out there, man. Could damn near be considered to be a whole, damn, man-made pond. It's a joke. I'm not even being sarcastic. All right. There's all kinds of, creatures living in that. It's formed over, what, 2 days? By the severe, rain. But anyway, you don't want to drink from that. Why? Because all that bacteria, all that, say nastiness, for lack of better words, is just sitting there overlapping itself. Or if the water is flowing, then it, is relatively, we'll say, cleaner. It's not clean, like you can't just go drink from it. You'll get you could get sick from doing that. You got to filter it. But I'm just saying that, it's, you'd be at say an advantage if you have a flowing river instead of a lake or a pond. I'll say a pond, for lack of better words. Okay, so a lot of guys look over those things, man. Okay, and how do I suggest you do away with the waste? What you can do. Somebody mentioned this just as a great idea. I didn't think of this, but what they said is if you have, like, let's say, if you live, let's say, out in the middle of nowhere, or at least have a yard or something, what you can do is use a luggable loo. It basically is a 5-gallon bucket with a toilet seat on it, and you can use that. And then when you're done, you can fill the entire bucket up, and then just take it to the edge of the property and just let it sit there for a couple of years. Because if you just let it sit there, the container will not smell, because the smell cannot get through the container as long as there's no cracks or any of that. So once you leave it there, it will all break down over time, and you won't have to deal with it. Now keep in mind that'll take 2-3 years, maybe even 4 years, depending on your area you live in. But that's how I would recommend. Now people live in an apartment like me, that's a different story. And there's other ways that you can try to come up with that can be helpful in that situation. All right, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. A lot of people overlook these topics that I spoke about here. Anybody that has any questions, or has any, may I say, tips, you can add those in the comment box down below. But anyway, I'm going to say shalom.